talk about things we can do to help our teens get connected. Because it's actually quite a common thing. For some reason, the teen years are often quite lonely for homeschoolers. Even if they've been home educated all the way long, I found with some of my children, they outgrew some of their friends, or their interests changed, or their friends moved away. And so they were needing friends in the teen years. And I also get emails often from mothers who have taken their kids out of high school, and now they need to find new friends in the home education community. And, they're looking for advice, and they want to do online classes together and things like that. And, well, I'll tell you what I said to the one who wanted online classes. I don't think an online class is where you really get to know people. I think it's easier to get to know people in real life. So I suggested that they actually join their local homeschool support group and find out if there are regular activities happening, not just the once-off outings to the odd place. And if there isn't, then to set up something regular, because other parents of teens also have this. We all imagine that it's just us. But I think many parents with teens need things to help their kids to connect with other young people. What did you do with yours?
We did quite a few things, but generally I found that the kids were quite reticent. There was almost like a fear of making new friends in that intimate space. So we kind of did a lot of outdoorsy things, and then you would notice that two kids would pair off and they would start a little relationship, and those things would blossom from there. But some of the stuff that we did, we had a weekly hiking group. So on a Friday, we would go up into the mountains with a group of kids, and it varied. Sometimes there were 5, sometimes there were 10. And then it narrowed down into a little core of kids. We did the picnics. Then there was ice skating that they offered, that ran here in Cape Town. And we even did board games. We had a regular board game and pizza evening for our youngest, and those it was an all boys thing, and they would start their board game at 2 in the afternoon and finish it at 8 o'clock at night. And sometimes the parents came along and we would braai outside, and just a time of great encouragement, and it was lovely for our son. I will agree with you, those years can be quite lonely. Another place that our son found a lot of fun was through hobbies. So sports. So he got into paintballing, and with paintball, they weren't actually homeschoolers, but there was a nice crowd of kids that were just serious about shooting each other with paintballs. And, and then for the girls, we did sewing classes or cooking classes and that sort of thing. But with all things homeschooling and all things parenting, the lesson to take away is that we can't actually just sit back and wait for things to happen. If there is a gap, we should step in as parents and help and facilitate and create those environments that our kids can make connections. And it costs us something as well, because say you're an introvert mom and you don't really want to spend time with other moms, you're quite happy in your space, but you know that your child's an extrovert, it's going to cost you. But that's I think part of the banner of parenting. Have you done anything different, anything new with your kids?
Yeah, we've also just seen how, as parents, you actually need to get involved with your local homeschool community. You need to get involved in other community groups in where you live, a sports club or your church or some kind of organization. And as a parent, you have to model that. And as you say, it does cost time. I've had to drive my kids to weekly homeschool get-togethers, and you can't just go once or twice and expect that they're going to have friends. You've actually got to be persistent and go for a whole term and hang out there and chat to people and encourage your children to be bold and just to introduce themselves and say, I'm new, or, and to find something that they have in common. It's a challenge, but this is a life skill. And some of us don't have such good social skills because we were schooled and we just hung out with our peers all the time. And now we're in a different scenario and we've got to actually teach our kids how to do it. So I agree with you. It does cost something, but it's worth pursuing, because when you find the right friends, then it's so lovely for your kids.
Yeah, it's lovely glue. It is. Yeah, fantastic. Well, I hope that helps some moms with lonely teens with some ideas.